Yo, what's up everybody? Jumping here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys my Turian soldier build for Mass Effect Andromeda. Now I really do love this guy. I made a video and I said, what build should I do next? And a lot of people told me to do the Turian soldier. So thank you guys, because I had so much fun playing with him. And in my opinion, he's the best soldier in the game right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the weapon. Now, in this gameplay, I'm primarily going to be using the Talon 5. I absolutely love this gun. It just fucking shreds. I'm also using the Falcon for my secondary gun. That is something that you can do with this build. You can actually use two guns. And I know a lot of people like to do that, so that's really cool. Now, the Falcon is an amazing gun once you figure out how to aim it and hit the enemies. And with Turbocharge, this thing can just fucking shred. When it comes to equipment, you really don't need extra ammo. You could use the thermal clip storage if you want, but I use the Juggernaut shield because if I'm using two guns, if I run out of ammo with one, it's not a big deal. And in the future, when we get the better equipment, there's going to be some that will increase pistol damage, assault rifle damage, and those would probably be the best choice for this build. Now, when it comes to other weapons that would be great, in my opinion, I think the best weapon for this guy might end up being the N7 Piranha. I do not have that weapon, unfortunately. But there's a lot of great assault rifles you could use, like the Revenant, or even the Cyclone. I think the Cyclone is amazing. When it comes to pistols, I would say that the Hurricane and Charger are fantastic guns for him. And when it comes to snipers, I think the Valiant, I think the Indra, and I think the Raptor would be all really awesome guns that you can try out. But this is a build where you can literally use anything you want, so it does not matter. Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the build now. Now, when it comes to the build, you might be a little surprised because you'll see that I only have 1 point into Frag Grenade. But this is what I recommend for a fully maxed out Turian soldier, to get everything maxed out besides Frag Grenade. Now, the other thing that you could do, if you want, you could get Fortify to 5 and then get Frag Grenade to 3. So that's another option. If you do not have his card maxed out, my recommendation is to focus on his Turbocharge, to focus on his training, and to also focus on his fitness, because this will just help you stay alive. So that's for a low level card. For a maxed out card, I recommend this build. And if not this, I would recommend 5 into Fortify and then 3 into Frag Grenades. So let's go ahead and get started with this. Now for Fortify, this is an awesome power. It gives you damage resistance. It helps you stay alive. It will penalize your movement speed, and that kind of sucks, but it's really not a big deal. But I just like the damage resistance. I don't bother like lowering the movement speed or anything. I just want as much damage resistance as I can get. Now the rank 5 here is awesome. This is great because it really does help you get your shield back a lot faster. Once I got this, I just noticed a big difference, and I was like, dude, that's an awesome perk. Now the final one here is going to be Explosion Purge. Now this is a really awesome evolution. You don't have to get this if you don't think you need it, but I like it because it allows you to stun the enemies. Now it's not going to do a crazy amount of damage or anything like that, but the ability to stun enemies, to stop them from fucking moving, is great, especially when you're trying to shoot certain annoying enemies. So this really does come in handy. On top of that, it can also set up tech explosions. So if you're playing with other people that are doing explosions, this can actually set up tech explosions for your team, and it's actually really nice. So I like it a lot, and I would recommend it, but if you don't really want it, you can put the points into Frag Grenade instead. Now for Turbocharge, now this is the bread and butter of the build, one of the best powers in the entire game. It just does pretty much everything. You get increased gun damage, increased rate of fire, and increased magazine damage. I don't know why in this game they call it a clip, because there is no such thing as a clip when it comes to most guns. Clips are used for old like time rifles and shit like that. We call those magazines, BioWare, not fucking clips, but whatever. Anyway, the first thing I would recommend here is going to be duration. Now you have the option to go for recharge speed, but duration I think just helps you out more. I did some testing, and with duration you can up the duration time to 12 seconds compared to 8 seconds, and you can only lower the recharge speed by like I think 3 seconds if you go for this. So in my personal opinion, I just rather go for the duration so it lasts longer, especially for killing bosses and stuff like that. Now for rank 5, both of these are actually pretty decent, but I definitely prefer the gun damage. I just think that's just better overall. And the final one is going to be rate of fire bonus and clip bonus. But if you're using like a fucking machine gun that has a lot of bullets and you just want to unload for days, this would actually make it so that you have like the most insane magazine ever. But I still just think the rate of fire is just much better because we're talking about DPS here. Now, when it comes to the frag grenade, I recommend just leave it at 1 because in the end, you're still going to have 3 frag grenades. If you decide not to get like one of the things maxed out, like let's say Fortify, you leave it at 5 and you get this to 3, you get a little bit more damage and you also get an extra grenade. So that at that point, you can have 4 grenades. So that is an option. Now for the training, this is one thing that I would recommend doing, which is to get the 2 extra grenades and also the 25% weight capacity. Now, with the weight capacity, you can easily equip 2 weapons and still have your good recharge speed because you want that good recharge speed for turbocharge. That's the only thing that matters, but yes, you definitely want that recharge speed for that 1 power, and having the 2 extra grenades is definitely really nice. The other option here is weapons damage, which of course, weapon damage is extremely important, but that's just something that you need to do in my opinion. I just think that the capacity is better and also the grenades are better. Now for rank 5, definitely recommend reload speed, magazine size, spare ammo. That's just good overall. Everything's great there. And the final thing that I recommend, depending on your weapon, it really depends on your weapon. I like to go for precision, primarily for the headshot damage, because I like to get headshots with like a slow firing gun like the Talon, because it does help a lot. That 20% makes a big difference, believe it or not. But here's the deal. He also has sustained fire, which is an amazing debuff if you go for this. Now, if you're using a faster firing gun like the Piranha or a machine gun like the Remnant, the Hurricane, whatever, this is definitely the perk to go for. Because I do not have the Piranha and I don't really want to use the Remnant and I want to use the Talon, I go for the other one. But if I was using anything that fired really fast, I would definitely go for this just because I think it's much, much better. The only thing here that's really nice, honestly, is just the headshot. From my understanding, the shotgun pellet spread reduction doesn't really work in this game right now currently. I've heard that like the shotgun smart choke is kind of glitched and it just doesn't really help at all. So they need to fix that. And I'm assuming if the smart choke is glitched, maybe this perk can be glitched as well. So that is something to consider. Now, when it comes to the fitness, this guy is beefy as fuck. Like, he can stay alive so easily because of Fortify and his fitness. Just go for, like, all shields, all defense. But this one's really nice because when you're in cover, you get 100% delay reduction, meaning your shields are going to come back super fast. I believe the total bonus is 140% with Fortify in this if you're behind cover. So anytime you're taking damage, just get behind cover and your shield will start to recharge super quick. You also get a little bit of damage resistance while in cover. But the final one is also an amazing perk. Anytime you're about to die or you're in low health, you get 200 damage resistance. That's fucking crazy. So, like I said, this guy is beefy as fuck. He does not go down without a fight, and he's awesome. He's just awesome. I love him. He's so much fun to play. Alrighty guys, well that's going to pretty much do it for the build, so let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, which is going to be me running and gunning primarily on gold, and having no problem staying alive, because this guy is such a motherfucking beast. Alrighty, so this is going to be the gameplay, and it's going to be on Firebase Magma. I'm sorry guys, but I'm always playing this map, because I'm always grinding every single day. I actually determined that if you want to unlock every single rare item in this game and max it out to 10, it will take you 4 days of non-stop playing. I'm talking about 24 hours straight. And that's actually me factoring in just playing. Like, if you're sitting in the lobby for like 10 minutes, that doesn't count. You have to play for literally 4 days straight. And it could be even more. It might be like 4.5 days. I can't remember exactly what we came up with, but I just basically took all the rare items and determined how many packs it would take to get all those items and how long each gold game is and how much money you're gonna get from each gold game. And if you factor all the fucking shit together, it's pretty much like 4 days of non-stop playing. That's fucking crazy. So anyway, I'm always grinding the fuck out of this map. Like, it's non-stop. And because of that, everybody I know, they like this map. They know that we'll do well on this map. And I just really don't want to play the other maps right now. I mean, I definitely think pretty soon here I'm going to try to convince everybody, let's just put it on random and play whatever map we get. There's only like a couple maps I really don't want to play. I think that I can handle almost every map. I have played almost every map on gold and beat it, so It's not like a super struggle, but like a map like this, our Firebase 0 is good because like if you're ever in a shitty position, which happens sometimes on gold, you get into a shitty position, you can always just fall back and like everybody huddle up into like a little room and you just camp or whatever, and it works. So that is a nice thing about a map like this. For some of the other maps, I don't know how to do that. I'm sure you can do it on most of the maps, but I just don't know how to do that on some of the other maps. So I don't fucking bother. And I know most people play Firebase 0. That is a very popular map for playing gold. It seems like that's where most people are playing, and they're also always fighting against the outlaw. And I'm always fighting against the outlaw. Now, I've fought the other factions, and let me tell you right now, on gold, the Remnant are still a fucking pain in the ass. Those fucking observers, man, those fucking lasers are just a fucking nightmare, dude. They're so stupid. I hate them. Like, they really need to reduce the amount of damage those lasers do, or what they can do is just reduce the amount of fucking observers, please. Because there's so many of those motherfuckers, and that's what makes it so much worse. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about, too, in this video, besides the Turian soldier, I wanted to actually, like, really ask you guys to do me a fucking favor. If you guys want to bitch at BioWare about this game, please make a good point here, because I have a solution to all our problems when it comes to the fucking weapons sucking and the power sucking, and a way to fix that. Please, BioWare, nerf the enemies. Lower the health of every enemy in this game, and by doing that, you will make all the weapons better, and you will make all the powers feel better, and that would be great. If you do that, then you don't really have to worry about buffing the weapons right this moment, or buffing the powers. Besides that, though, you can also reduce the cooldown on a lot of powers. That would be nice. I think that's the main thing here. Please, just make the enemies die faster. Now, if you don't want the game to be super easy, or you want the game to be hard, whatever, that's fine. Just make the enemies do a little bit more damage. That's all you gotta do. Mass Effect 3, man, there were so many enemies that would just fucking kill you in like 2 seconds. The fucking pyros, the hunters, the fucking phantoms, the marauders. In fact, I called the marauders in Mass Effect 3 the murderers, because that's what they would do. They would fucking murder you if they seen you. They would just shoot you in like 2 bullets and you're dead. And you're like, dude, I want his weapon. Can I get his weapon, please? Because they were using a weapon that you could use, and it was like a pretty shitty weapon. But when they used it, man, it would fucking drop you in a second. So please, BioWare, that's what I'm asking right now. Just nerf the enemies. Make the enemies take less damage. And the solution to making people stop fighting the outlaw is not to buff the outlaw. The solution is to nerf the other factions. And if you want to do anything with the Kep, please, for the love of fucking God, can you, like, lower the amount of big enemies that you have to fight? Because that's some fucking bullshit. On Wave 6 against the Kep, you have to fight against 2 Fiends and 2 Ascendants? Like, that's some fucking bullshit, dude. That's 4 enemies that can grab you or your entire team, and that can cost you the match. And on Wave 6, you can get, like, an upload, and it's, like, fucking impossible, dude. So, for fuck's sakes, make it 1 Ascendant, 1 Fiend, and that's fucking it. And just lower the health of all the enemies, and that's all they need to do. And if they did that, I would be totally down to fight against the Kef a lot more. But right now, with their ability to grab and just the amount of fucking big enemies you have to fight, it's fucking stupid. It's just a pain in my ass. Same with the Revenant. Revenant's not like super hard. It's just that like those fucking laser beams make me rage, and I just don't want to deal with it. So just please lower the amount of observers you have to fight against them. If they did all that stuff I'm talking about now, this multiplayer would be so much better, and it'd be so easy to do that. So easy to do that. To make this multiplayer great again, man. Donald Trump. Anyway, let me talk about the soldier now, because I wasted a lot of time here talking about some of the stuff I really, really hope they would do with this game, because it's just been bugging me for the last couple days. Now, this Turian soldier, guys, he's fucking amazing. I personally think he's the best soldier in the game, and I also think he's better than the Havoc. The only difference between him and the Havoc, besides some of the powers, is the fitness. The Havoc has aerial assault, which will focus on you hovering and flying, and I don't know why. Like, the thing is, I don't really see like why that's good. I know that some people like it, but why you want to like jump up in the air and just like let all the enemies shoot you? Because you're not like invading, you're not behind cover, you're not doing anything to not be shot. So you're being shot by all the enemies. And yeah, you get a lot of damage resistance and stuff, but still, like, it's just not enough. You're gonna die if you sit there and be shot. And there's nothing I can think of that you can do up there that's gonna make a big fucking difference. Maybe you could jump up and get like a quick scope with a sniper, and that would be dope looking. But that's all I can think of. So the Havoc, honestly, I think he's like not as good as the Turian Soldier. I just think the Turian Soldier is much better. The main power here is Turbocharge. That's what you want. And that's what the Turian Soldier has. That's what the Human Soldier has, and that's what the Turian Havoc has. And it's an amazing power, there's no doubt about it. It's one of the best powers in the entire game. It's up there. I would definitely say it's in the top 5 powers in the game. And it might actually be number 2 or 3, or maybe even number 1, depending on who you ask. It's really all about personal preference and stuff like that. But I love the power. It's a great power. Besides that, he also has Fortify, which is definitely not a bad power. It's really nice. I like to use it as a weapon too. It definitely is good as a weapon. Anytime you're fighting something that's a fucking annoying because they move around in a weird ass way, like those stupid accessories or the stupid sharpshooters, which their fucking buff is ridiculous. Like the way that they can move now is just so stupid. So if you get tired of trying to like shoot them and aim at them, boom, just unleash your Fortify and it will stun the fuck out of them, and it's really nice. The only thing is that when you do that, you're going to take a lot more damage, and that sucks. So just always be aware of that and just try to put it back on as quick as you can. But the frag grenades are fucking fun. And I'm sure that most people would have thought that I would have went for a build that would have had maxed out frag grenades. Well guys, you don't really need that. Why? Because you can still have 3 frag grenades, and the evolution of the frag grenade, like as you go to upgrade it, I don't really think it's all that great. Probably the last one is the best one, where you can like make it do a lot more damage versus armor or shields. But the way I always look at it is this: can the grenade actually kill enemies in one grenade? And if it can't, fuck it, dude. Because like that's the deal. I don't want to sit there and use 7 grenades to kill a group of enemies. I want to throw like maybe 2 grenades, and I want to kill fucking everything in that group of enemies. Like that's how it was in Mass Effect 3. Just remember the arc grenades, man. Like those things were so fucking good. Like you throw 1 grenade and everything's almost dead. You throw another grenade and everything's dead. The frag grenades, they're really not consistent on like killing enemies, especially bigger enemies. Some of the smaller ones, yeah, you'll probably kill them in 2 grenades. But I just don't like doing that anyway. I like to use my grenades as a stunning option, and you know, it's just fun. Like they are a lot of fun though. But with the frag grenades, you kind of have to like get used to them and kind of get good with them. And once you do get good with them though, it's a blast, dude, because you can throw them off of walls and make them bounce and just figure out like how to throw them on the different maps and stuff. And when you figure that out, man, it's just a blast. Like you can do some really crazy shit. Like I love like throwing the grenade across the map and just yelling out to my team, Kobe! And then like all of a sudden it just pops up that I killed something with a frag grenade, like the last enemy. That's always fucking awesome. So there's a lot of fun things you can do with the frag grenades, and I really do like them a lot. But just overall, everything about this guy is great. The main thing though is his ability to run and gun on gold. Like I can run and gun with this guy and really have no problems. Like I rarely ever die. I guess I do die maybe like once a game with him, and that's only if something like really stupid happens. But most of the time, I might not die in the entire game. As long as I'm using my equipment to help me stay alive, the first aid packs and stuff if I really need it. But he gets like so much damage resistance. His shields come back super fucking fast if you get behind cover. Because that's really the secret to running and gunning in this game. You just have to move from cover to cover. Watch your back. Make sure shit's not sneaking up behind you. And if you do all that, you're pretty much good to go at that point. You can fuck shit up. And it's just a blast, dude. Like, you can have so much fun with this guy just running and gunning. And also, you don't even need a run and gun. Like, if you want to, like on this map, for example, let's say I was playing with my team and everybody wanted to do combos and explosions. Well, he can actually do that. He can be a solid member of that team. Now, if you're going to use a machine gun on him, I would definitely recommend getting that defense debuff perk. But if you're not using something that will fire really fast, like because I'm using a Talon, I really don't want to use that perk, but if I was using like something that fired a lot faster, I probably would switch to that perk. And one of the guns I'm thinking right now that's amazing, and I really want this gun for him, is the N7 Piranha. That gun is going to be fucking crazy on him. Turbocharge will make that gun so much better, dude. And on top of it, it's already like a decent gun in this game. Like, it's not the best gun. It's also like not as good as it once was, but it's definitely not terrible. And I can see Turbocharge just making that thing shred through the big enemies. Like, it will be freaking epic as fuck. So I'm really excited for getting that gun eventually so I can try it on this Turian soldier. Like, that's for sure. But besides that, there's a lot of great guns you can use on him. And another nice thing too about him, with at least the way I have his build set up, you have the ability to pretty much carry 2 weapons and use those weapons and just kick ass with both those weapons. I also really like the Falcon. The Falcon's a lot of fun on him. Anytime I ever run out of ammo with this guy, I enjoy like busting out my Falcon and actually using it. And sometimes I'll just bust it out because like I want to just use it from a range or just use it in a situation where there's a lot of enemies coming through like one way, because it has AoE to it. So if you're shooting one enemy with it, you're actually going to be hitting a lot of enemies with it. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much everything when it comes to him though. He's a pretty simple guy. Like I said, he has so much fucking beefiness to him. It's awesome. The Turbocharge is amazing. Fortify is a really great power. Frag grenades are a lot of fun to play with. And he's definitely one of the best soldiers, if not the best soldier. In my opinion, I think he's the best soldier in the game right now. That's for sure. Alrighty guys, well I really hope you have enjoyed this, and I really hope that it has helped. If it has, will you please like the video for me? Be sure to subscribe, and I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day, and peace! So
yes, you can! Just do it! If you're tired of starting over, stop giving up.